to do a few more things. Hello, Internet, if you're out there. Hello, hello, hello. I know it says don't be late, and I'm always late. Oh, well, that's the problem of preparing this day of. But I don't know how to get around it. I try to prepare during the week, and it just doesn't work out. Remember, brain says no, I can't do it. But there is something interesting to come out of all of this. Let me just do one more thing on the Book of Faces. On the Book of Faces. Sweet dreams. Okay, we can't sing on top of the music, right? That's not gonna work out. And let's do this. One particular image. I think that's it. Sweet. There we go. And one more thing. All right, the Book of Faces done. Face is a book, the booking face. All right. The question is, I'm gonna sit and have to talk to myself for a while before people arrive. This is the trickiest part right here. How many songs did we go through? Oh, we did quite a few, huh? Sorry, everyone. Sorries. Okay, I spent actually 3 hours putting this episode together. But for those of you listening on the VOD, it was a very relaxing 3 hours. I had had one of those YouTube streams playing in the background. Actually, I should put that link up here. Just a moment. And it was quite relaxing. I didn't feel stressed. I didn't feel stressed until I looked at the clock and realized I only had like 1 minute to 11. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be so late. And I was. But it was like, I feel chill. Whatever. That's the really horrible attitude, I know. We're gonna have to hit a thing that might make sound. Oh no, we're gonna get audio from the tube of Ubes. Don't worry about that. We will hit play on this just to make sure we have the right link. I can hear stuff, but you guys can't hear it. Okay. So I actually should have added this to our list. So this is what kept me company. Pretty sure that's it. That's what kept me company throughout the creation process. And yeah, it was kind of relaxed. I figured I was going to be late as usual, right? But that's just the way it is. But I relaxed, ate my breakfast slowly, decided not to perform a lot of exercises this morning. I didn't overdo it yesterday, but I introduced a very limited sit-up I introduced sit-ups to my workout, and so now it's push-ups and old man sit-ups, which are not like what these young kids can do. Snapping their spine and popping up, and like no, my body says no, 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 no. So I do these old man sit-ups. I have 3 different sit-ups I perform, and I've reduced the number of push-ups, but I'm doing more sets. And I'm performing. So I have the perfect push-up little twisty bar things, and I perform 5 or 6 without twisting, and then I perform 3 after that by twisting and forcing my arms to come in. And that transition alone is really difficult. Like going from one type to another midway. It's probably not highly recommended by professional athletes and blah 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 and so on and so forth. But I really don't care. I need to do something different, and it keeps. I can add more, and work out a bit more, work out different parts of the body, get some abs, or at least burn up the fat, that flabbiness, tighten up that flab from losing so much weight years ago. I'm still fighting with that. And let's see what else happened throughout the week. So maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I downloaded Battlefield 4. It's amazing. That game is old. And I find it more enjoyable. And I find this amazing. I find Battlefield 4, the Conquest, Large Conquest playlist mode, more satisfying than Destiny's PvP. I used to love Iron Banner. It's like, it's Iron Banner week, yeah. Or it's Mayhem, woo. And a match in Destiny lasts, maybe 10, 12 minutes? And the maps are really tiny. And you're basically limited to space magic, pew pew pew, brr, swing for a sword, and boom for grenades, right? And things that go boom. And that's it. Battlefield 4, you're constantly dealing with A, death from above, B, 2 types of death from above, actually, helicopter death from above, and then jet plane death, fast movers and slow movers, right, basically. The bigger problem, mainly the slow movers, the helicopters, because they come out of nowhere. Hey, what's up, gorgeous big face? Hey, what's up? You got what I need. Ooh, baby, baby. All right, so I'm just going on about how I've fallen in love with Battlefield 4 again after being a hardcore fan of Destiny's PvP. I think I just sort of kicked. I think Battlefield 4 just caused me to kick Destiny to the curb. I can't believe it. Straight to the curb. I tried some Destiny PvP last night. Like 2 of my favorite game modes. Iron Banner, which is blah 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 blah. Don't worry, it's sort of not super. It's not them. I think Destiny has gotten the boot. They committed 2 sins. They committed 3 sins. Sin number 1, this particular season that we're going through, is politics and spies, and you can't see everything is spoken. It's like, well, this person might be doing this, and you don't see anything happening. It's the same mistake they made with episode 1 of Star Wars, where you're sitting in and listening to political speeches. I hate it. It's just like, I'm asleep. 2, this week's the past 2 or 3 weeks, the challenges for the weekly challenges have just been not fun. go do this thing that's really difficult that you need 2 other people to complete, and you're probably gonna fail a few times. Oh God, that episode 1 was so bad. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, aside from the last 10 or 15 minutes when we get Vader, garbage, hot mess, hot steaming pile, not even by the side of the road, a hot steaming pile on the hood of your car. And you can see it, and your windshield is cracked, so you can't block out the smell. And some of it got on your shoe. It's horrible. It's horrible. So normally I don't like to bad talk things, but I feel this is important. I have to get this out there. If you're going to have an action, sci-fi action, fantasy action, a game with action, don't introduce. You fell asleep. Wow, that's bad. That's how you knew you turned old. Don't have politics. That was sin number 1. Sin number 2, they made it just the weekly activities are unachievable and not, well, they're achievable, but they're not fun. And they require too much work. And we all know how lazy I am. You know I don't like work. We're going to talk about that later. And the simplicity of the PvP. So those are 3 mistakes. And the thing is, this particular season, like this particular season is all Tron. Neon lights, it's so cool. It's like, oh my God, this is perfect. And everything else is boring. The color schemes are great. All the digital blah, 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 and blocks sliding around. It's perfect. It's the exact thing I want. But the story's boring. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect. Did I see a new trailer for Battlefield 2042? If that's your question, yes. And that is why we're back to Battlefield 4. That trailer has me so hyped. Oh no, I haven't seen that trailer. No, so we're getting a expansion for Death Stranding. Now we're getting a second expansion for Ghost of Tsushima. And Battlefield 2042. I am hyped. Hype. Unfortunately, old man gets tired fast. Drop a link so I can see that. All right, we are short of time. Let's get this show on the road. We've got a lot of photographs to go through. As usual, today's audio is brought to you by Breakbeat King, Sips. I put a little more work into Sips, CSV Kit, Curl, Image Cat, Canva, and Battle 2042 looks lit. It is. So I skipped Battlefield 5 and I skipped Battlefield 1. It didn't seem like it had what I wanted. Awesome. Okay. I can't click that. Click that for those who are here in the chat. And then if you could DM that to me via Discord, that I can watch it for sure. So apparently the movement in Battlefield 5 is much better than Battlefield 4, and I'm happy with Battlefield 4. I'm thinking, wow, the movement is better in Battlefield 5. You can hang from things, and oh, this sounds really cool. And the developers have said, yes, we're going to sort of implement some of the things like the movement from Battlefield 5 in the Battlefield 2042. So I'm in for 2 generations or iterations or upgrades to the game. 2042, I am so hyped. Okay, anyway, Canva and top video is still Funkbot 10,000. You're asking yourself, Morph, why do you have the dot instead of a comma? Because this is CSV, and if I put a comma in the number, then it breaks my CSV. So we have to deal with that. That's actually 10,000. Don't at me. Okay, moving on. We're going to be really fast. Today, GTS, Tower of Wisdom, Dry, we talked about last week, right? Don't repeat yourself. Why did that go to the lowercase? Dry, the kanji, some work stuff, and then some books that we're gonna look at. Blah 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 blah. That's related to work stuff. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. All right, let's jump into it. And oh, I forgot to clear. Haha, I was doing some work. Ha 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 ha. Okay, where are we? Right. Oh, yes. Oh, there's a lot of photos. Right. So, do we need to do Tower of Wisdom first? We should do Tower of Wisdom first. Let's do Tower of Wisdom first. Tower of Wisdom. Yes, that's what we should do now. Let's do it now. Do it now. So, Tower of Wisdom. So this is I love brainy people. That Twitter link is incorrect. Ignore that Twitter link. I've just been too lazy to even remove it. I only notice it when I post the picture here. Like, oh, that's right. I forgot to change that link. Ignore that link. So, Newton's flaming laser sword. I love this, and this is going to loop back to a falling out I had with Croat over pre-orders. If something cannot be settled by experiment or observation, it's not worth debating. This is why you don't see me post anything online about politics, because if you can't measure it, Newton's flaming spacer laser sword. Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. Fix that for you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Garage Bears, for fixing that. I had the exact same thought, and I hope laser pops up later, so we can say, hey, you're famous. It's Newton's flaming spacer laser sword. So this is why you don't hear me discuss politics often, because you're just banging your head up against the wall. If you can't put numbers to it, and those numbers aren't factual, like if they aren't twisted. So if the numbers are clear, and people aren't trying to lie with statistics, I'll talk. If it's something you can observe over and over and over again, I'll talk to you. But if not, I got nothing to say. Because it just gives bad feelings and people get frustrated with each other. Feelings get hurt, relationships get jacked up. Now, I will be snarky and nasty sometimes. I apologize. When I just can't help myself, it's like, oh. I know, and that's a problem. And that is a problem. And if you don't believe the numbers, go test it yourself. Oh, I know what I should have posted. So there is a YouTuber, scientist kind of guy, who, you guys, can you sit and wait for me to find something on YouTube real quick? I should have added this today. So apparently, there was this debate between Veritasium. I don't know, man. Oops. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that's really frustrating. Yeah, because people get fixed in their ideas. People see life through lenses. You have the historical lens. You have the religious lens. You have the pseudoscience lens. You have a historical lens, and people get stuck in their lenses, right? In their perspective, and they see all of life through that. So if you're a lifelong Democrat, you see everything in life through that lens, and you get stuck. And you know it. Yeah, some people are dumb, right? Oh, Morph, are you on Twitch to check whispers? Right? I think I can. No. Yes. No. I don't know how to check whispers when I'm in this app. I have no clue. Can you send it via Discord? I can check that. That's easy. Okay, so this is the Yeah, I just pulled up the app. So this dude bet a professor, a physics professor, $10,000 about this thing that he built. Like this, Discord is just like Messenger and Reddit and IRC, the old chat protocol. Um, it's basically old IRC, internet relay chat, with a very shiny interface. Just a minute. All right. Okay. so, so this it just comes down to numbers, right? The physics guy didn't believe it, and he bet $10,000. Holy cow! So yeah, that's why you guys very rarely hear me discuss politics. See political tweets. I can only deal with facts because then you can test it for yourself, and you can point at it and go, "This works." Okay, so keep that in mind. But when you have your lenses, when you're stuck in your lens, you miss a lot of stuff. So if you're anarchist and if it's just pure anarchy, it's on the surface it looks good, but it's broken. There needs to be a dash of anarchy. We need a dash of liberalism. We need a dash of libertarianism. We need a dash of conservative. We need a dash of everything just to figure out in what balance. And if we just all agree, sometimes it's better just to be a little bit on the anarchy side, right? Like, do kids really need all that safety? Anarchy on the playground, yeah, right? Other times, it's just like, well, you have to balance between like the libertarian idea and the like some as one one issue. You may have to say this part needs to be a bit more libertarian. This bit needs to be a little more liberal. This bit needs to just need to be anarchy. Just let it go; it'll fix itself. And then there's other thing we have to think about conserving. Blah 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 blah. So, but the problem is everyone wants to paint the whole issue with one brush, and this is my political rant. Please stop painting the whole issue with one freaking brush through one freaking lens. You're driving me bonkers. Thank you. That's my political statement for the day. I'm Morpheus and I love the internet. Let's go. I'm glad I got that off my chest. All right, so next we have. So nope, not you, you. Tower of Wisdom. Let's go on to GT Sport. Let's go to GT Sport. And we have our results for last week's race, where the winner was Ricardo JPN. It was at Brands Hatch Indy, which is a short circuit. I used to hate that circuit, but I enjoy it now. It turned into a one-make race, pretty much. Aside from Variety and Eternicus. Eternicus was not happy. He did not want to participate, but he knew he had to participate for his teammate, so he rocked up in the Volkswagen Samba bus, which I have to commend the guy. He's like, I don't want to do this. He turned it into his own personal meme race, and I was so happy. I know Eternicus, you're probably not listening to this, but GG's. Oh yeah, they're gone. They're gone. Laser and Ricardo JPN, they're gone. It's all over. First place is pretty much sewn up. The battle is going to be for third between Heavy Metal Racing, Phantom Racers, and Red Wind. That's pretty much Vegeta and Variety pretty much sewn up second, I think. Yeah, Blade moving up. You guys got 4 points. I threw away so many points in that race. I think I went off like 3 times in the same spot, at least twice in the same spot. Really frustrating. Really frustrating race. And the thing was, I was nailing turn 1. I was making up so much. Trollar. Trollar rocked it because can I play? Can I play with you guys? Like, come on, man, yeah. So I was really nailing turn 1. Dude, I was carrying so much speed through turn 1. I wasn't braking. I was practicing like for momentum races in the future. And since it's a turn I already sort of understood, lost in time here, I ended up just closing the gap. But if I screwed up, I was carrying so much speed, I just ended up sliding off into the sweet by and by. It was so annoying. All right, let's take a look at the images provided to us by the wonderful Ricardo JPN, who has become a wonderful part of the community. I think his first language is Portuguese. I'm almost positive, with Japanese being probably a close second and English third, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you find a potato chip with a little green on it. Now this is a fresh bag. Are we eating that chip or not? Wait. Okay, so you find a potato chip with a little green on it. Now this is a fresh bag. Are we eating that chip or not? We're eating around the green bit, and then we're throwing the green bit away. Of course that's what we're doing. I'm not gonna throw the whole chip away. Baby bathwater, right? All right, so this was the start. Too late. You already ate it. You know what's gonna happen, right? You know what's gonna happen now. This is truth. This is science. We're about to science right now. Don't ask me for any numbers or proof. You're gonna grow a potato in your stomach. Oh my God, that's even better. Yes, you're gonna grow potato chips in your tummy. Yes. Yes. Yes, like eating watermelon seeds. Yes. You're welcome. Science. So, 100%, right? So, initially, this was a group in 100. Hashtag science, says Brown Bunny. Initially, this was a in 100 or in 300 class. I'm not sure which. It was in 100. But for some reason, we all opted to run the Mazda Roadster. So it was not a one-make race, but that's what it turned into. Absolutely brilliant. I was cracking up the whole time. So here's the start, going up the hill, heading into turn 1, which I don't know the name of. And there we are on the line. I forget where I qualified. Oh yeah, you got a JPM. When he nails it, he really gets it. That's such a good photo. So this is Branch Hatch, located in the UK. You probably know that. Why am I telling you that? And here we are climbing up the hill into turn 1, then we plunge down to another hollow. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, so here we have Kaz fighting with Vegeta early on, I believe. Again, he's got the whole Japanese Air Force theme going. Right, last week in the Lambo, it was the green. Maybe that naval green? Was the navy green? I'm not sure about the Japanese color scheme. It's really nice. I love that Mazda. I love that livery. Vegeta over there saying, "Oh no, none shall pass." Was that 3? It's 3. We move on to photograph 3. Vegeta's like, "Bye." Vroom, vroom. You can see Kaz in the background. No, we were side by side. I was doing so well. Why? And the just starts to check out. I think that's Hikaru JPN in third, Havoc in fourth, and Knight Rider in fifth. We have a lot of photos. We're gonna burn through some of these photos really, really quickly. Then we have Hikaru JPN, and amazingly enough, surprising no one actually, the Mazda Roadster. I don't know who AI. I don't know what the AI channel is. I haven't a clue. Ain't got a clue. I need to find a better way to do this. Okay, not important. This is Havoc. This is my teammate here. It's the Danish Racing League. I love. This is probably my favorite shot. Simply because we can see, if we're doing French, the pilot, right? Because that's what these call race car drivers. The pilot, right? He's piloting his vehicle. Oh, should we go back to that? They're F1 pilots, not F1 drivers. They're F1 pilots. But I'm old, so I'll just shut my mouth. So here we have Havoc in this. What green is this? I have no idea. You can see all the little buttons on the dash there, switches and toggles. Oh, love it. Love it. All right, we've got a ton of photos from JPN. Here we have Knight Rider, that Havalon. Some of these decals are a bit blotchy, but we will talk about that right now. www.mazda-speed.com. Mazda Speed. Mazda. Matsuda. I'm not even gonna look back because I know my wife's back there probably shaking her head saying, "You said it wrong." We're not even gonna look. All right. Hey, how do we say Mazda properly? There we go. Then she hits me. Why are you hitting me? Why do I get? What is this? Why am I the one that takes all the brunt of this? I don't get it, man. Anyway, then we have Trollar. There's your representative for Mazda, right? Mazda. Here we have Trollar. It was a full-on hit. It wasn't a punch, but it was a pretty beefy open hand. It was an open hand love tap. I think it is. Yeah, I should get another one for whinging, right? But no, I'm allowed to whinge. Whinging is allowed. So there's Trollar doing his thing. We've got so many, you guys. I'm gonna go really, really fast. Normally we spend a lot of time talking. Comment as we go. just and there's probably lag, but it's like that one with Trollar. I like that poor Havoc. Yeah. So I borrowed Laser's livery. I borrowed Laser's livery. So this is Laser. I keep forgetting which number I'm on. And this is me, not Spazer Laser. So they're identical liveries, and yeah, but not default, and therefore I cannot get in trouble, right? Because that's the rule. No default liveries, not a default livery. Oh, come on! Hold on, give me 30 seconds. Wait a minute, that's not right. Okay. Boo, boo. No respect, I tell you. No respect. All right, this is Mr. Flynn is up next with the 7 Up, baby. I love 7 Up. Hiss, hiss. I remember when Darth Vader first came on the screen. Was it Darth Vader? Where people used to shout at the screen. People still do that. But I think when Darth Vader came, when people were booing and hissing, I remember watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, and there's a scene where the dude comes out with a scimitar or sword, whatever that thing is. He's swinging it around, and Indiana Jones pulls out his gun and just shoots him. And the whole, I remember we were in the, I think we were in a drive-in, and either everyone was honking and clapping or clapping and honking. But yeah, I love Vader. Vader is just, he was just, there's a whole thing about how Vader is a great project manager, but he's given all these failed projects. If you Google Darth Vader project manager, it's a really old post, like really old. If you can still find it, if it's still out there. Why does it irk you? Why does it bother you? What's wrong with the Takano trim? Gorgeous beef case. Oh, so he had rusty water, and he was just trying to wrap. Harrison Ford was just trying to wrap this thing. It's like, you guys, I really, really need to get off set. We need to call cut right now. We need to call scene right now, or there's gonna be some extra brown on the ground. That's brilliant. And through that necessity of having to relieve himself without embarrassing himself, we got one of the greatest scenes in movie history. It's like two different greens. Yeah. I agree, Gorgeous Beefcake. They are two different greens. They are very close. But the fact that I don't understand color, I'm personally just gonna let it slide, because who am I to judge? Have you not seen the colors that I choose? Hey, Snorlaxif, did I miss Snorlaxif coming in? Hi, Snorlaxif, hi. Hi. So yeah, I'm horrible with colors. Okay, we gotta push through. Okay, we're almost halfway there. This is Variety in the Initial D. This is a great show. I'm in love with Initial D now. If you want to understand the world of men, I've probably my second or third time saying this. Watch Initial D. See if you can get it in English. There are a few bits that are, well, that didn't age well. It's like, yikes. Even I have to cringe a bit. Oh yeah, this whole TV show is not what I expected at all. When it's like, oh, it's about some kid who drifts. Dude, nothing. It's beyond what I expected. You can see all the different male characters, or they call them archetypes or whatever. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, this is a Variety in the Fujiwara Tofu livery. So I was going to run the Hachiroku, but I'm not good enough. It's a very difficult card to control. And this is Eternicus in the heavy metal Samba bus that we drove almost 2 years ago, maybe a year or two ago. He was not happy with the previous two races. He didn't enjoy the Lambo one make. His motivation was low. So he, instead of opting out of not racing, he just drove a meme mobile. He just got in. He was the meme, the second meme, and he just completed the race. And again, I commend you, Eternicus, because I know how difficult it is to participate in something that you're not exactly thrilled about. I get it. I get it. It is. It is good, right? It's so a vast majority, or quite a few of the members of the Fancy Coffee Club are metalheads. I'm an honorary member. I am pan musical. I'll listen to anything, even country. There's pretty much nothing. I'll listen to everything. I prefer some forms of music over others, but I'll listen to anything. So metal, I'm there. My description of some metal is poetry with heavy guitar. I think metal is just it's just poetry with loud guitars and screaming voices. If you listen to it, it is really deep stuff, you know. Not deep, but it's poetry, emotional. All right, let's go to number 13. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I double up? I doubled up. Haha. Ha 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 ha. So you only like one country song? Interesting. So this is Laser, and I don't know which one's Laser, and I don't know which one. I don't know which car I'm driving, and which car Laser is driving because I stole his livery. But here we are, battling it out. I think I'm on the inside, unsure, and I can't see the side of the car saying who's driving. I think I was on the inside here. It was kind of a risky, dumb move. And then the other 13, let's just go ahead and back up. It didn't ask me to text complete. Oh, wait. What is it? Yeah. He used to like 0, so that's 100% improvement. There we go. See, progress. So, that Mazda Roadster is yours truly testing the gravel, you know, the soil, collecting soil samples in the passenger seat. I was so mad. I saw it as I crested, and Garage Beers, you'll get this. I knew I was in trouble once I crested. Like, uh-oh, there's no saving this. And I tried so hard, and I didn't want to overbrake. It's like, come on, you can make it. Like, no, you're not gonna make it. And then once you lose the back of the car, right? Once you lose that traction at the back, it's just the car loops around. Like, God dang it. But as soon as I came over, I thought the car was gonna push, and I knew where I was gonna end up. I pretended like I could catch it, but I knew it was over. I knew it was over. Yeah, I pushed wide. I started my turn too late. I think I started too late and too tight. It was just a bad scene. And here I am again, making the same mistake again. This is the worst thing possible. You can't make the same mistake twice. And who committed the same error twice? Yours truly. At turn 1, as we after we crested, the car just pushed so wide. Everyone over here racing more. Morph is making sandcastles. Yes, Gordon's Beefcake. That was true. I was longing for Manhattan Beach or Venice Beach in Los Angeles or Hermosa Beach. And want to, like, oh, it's almost summer. It's probably summer in the States. Oh, I miss building sandcastles. So that's where I ended up. Hey, Wendigo TV. So that's where I ended up. In the gravel twice. Probably a third time too, but I'm not going to admit to it. Then there's this battle between Vegeta, Hikaru JPN and Vegeta. I love this shot. Again, a great angle. Right? We can see, where is this? They're coming through the hairpin. Where is this? No. This is, where is this? This is the final turn, no? I can't figure out where this is. Where is this? Oh, could you do that? I would be so happy, Vagabond, if you could do that. Oh man. I some things I miss quite a few things from Los Angeles. The beach. The beach. The beach. Yeah, that's pretty much what I miss. This is the final. It feels like the final turn, right? This is another good. This is a great angle, right, Brown Bunny? So we see, because we're on the inside. It's like there's a camera hanging off the rear quarter panel of the car, looking forward, and it's a view you don't see very often. It has that scuba feeling. It does. It does. Wendigo. They are quite similar. Those two tracks. You never go to the beach? I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that. I've seen photos. So yeah, and we get to see the driver, from this angle, turning the wheel. Oh, wonderful. Car JPN, you hate sand? Wow. What has sand ever done to you? And here they are. Anakin doesn't like sand? Wait a minute, what? Wait. Anakin doesn't like sand? Hold on. Wait a minute, what? Is this from the final episode, or episode 3? Wait a minute. I'm trying to sort this out in my head. Again, this is another great shot. Why doesn't he like sand? You guys have to explain this to me later. Another great shot from a lower angle. So we're looking up at the trailing vehicle of Knight Rider. Ahead we can see Vegeta, Havoc, and Hikaru JPN as they're angling for a turn here. This is probably right before the final turn, right? That left, climb, and then right, like a really long S curve. Oh, I see. So, because he lived on a silent island, our planet, mainly of sand, you're never able to get it out of the car. But don't get it in the car. Don't get the sand in the car, Vagabond. You just gotta knock your shoes out. Knock all the sand out, right? Shower for about 20 or 30 minutes. And then not walk in the sand. Just jump over the rest of the beach onto the walk path. Or wear rain boots, and then you're still gonna have to deal with sand. I'm providing 0 solutions. None of these are workable. You're gonna get sand in the car, and for that I apologize. So yeah, this low angle is great, right? So we see, from left to right, we see Havoc, mainly a Knight Rider's car, and then we see what he's chasing up ahead. It gives you a great perspective on what racing is like. That's a tough ask. Rain boots, that's brilliant. I've got some great rain boots I wish I could show you guys. Oh, they're the best. My socks will never get wet again. It's so good. I'm so happy. Okay, all right. We gotta push forward. All right, the battle continues. And here we are. There they are, going across the start-finish line. I'm not sure for which lap. We don't have a lap counter. Hikaru JPN just barely leads Vegeta across the line to record to be the lap leader. Vegeta in second, Havoc in third, and Knight Rider. It's like Knight Rider's trying to hang on, right? It's like, come on, you guys, wait for me. Right? He's just like, oh man, they're almost gonna get away. And he's just close enough. He's not right in the battle, but he's just close enough to be considered in the battle. He's part of the leading pack, but just. Alright, Kaz and Mr. Flynn. We see Kaz just pulling away just a bit. Like, hey, you gonna catch me? Knight Rider is the kid taking a puff from his inhaler. Yeah, yeah. He's fast. He's fast, but he's got asthma. Yeah. So here's Kaz leading Havoc up the hill. Vagabond, I try. I try to. I'm a troubleshooter. Some of my solutions sometimes just don't work out, and I'm aware of that. And I'm the first one to say, it's a solution. It may not be workable, but at least I tried. You guys go ahead. I'll catch up. I had this horrible. Dearest sister, do you remember that weird reindeer bike my father bought for me? Our father bought for me? I believe it was white. That's cold. My friends called it the reindeer bike. I don't know if you remember that bike. It may be slightly before your time. I'm not sure. So the handlebars, I want you guys to imagine these handlebars. I don't know why my father bought this bicycle for me. I don't even know what it was called. So, oh my God, the reindeer bike. It was horrible. So I want you guys to imagine. So you know most handlebars go straight across, right? Oh, imagine 10-speed bike handlebars, right, that were curved. But I can't even explain, I can't even explain what these handlebars were. I don't even know what Healy bars are. But it was like 10-speed, the 10-speed handlebars, but they were closer in, so you would grab it, they would run straight away from you, then they would curve up, and then curve down onto the frame. Wait, that's what they're called? There's actually a name? They're horrible. We call them reindeer. Well, my friends call them reindeer handlebars. Hold on, Googling. Oh, these were the worst. I hated these things. No, nothing like this. Nope. No, much worse. No. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. You know what? If there's a picture of these, I'm gonna be really surprised. Anyway, they were terrible. What's worse than you're driving a GT? These handlebars. I think I found something close, but not quite 100% the same thing. Because it was reversed. Oh, you guys, I can't find. They were terrible, though. Hold on. Oh, there they are. Something like that. But oh, not the octopus thing, but that sort of weird shape like that. Sorry, that's all you guys are gonna get. Okay, so go to 19. We'll come back to that later. All right, okay, push forward. So here's That's the version? Okay. Yeah, you guys, Still Active is fast. Really fast. I remember the first time I saw you race, I could tell you were fast. All right, that's a variety off into the gravel, also collecting samples for us. I believe this is Laser trying to pass both Kaz and Trollar. This is probably late in the race after I dropped myself onto the gravel twice. Oh, did someone join the set? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You haven't played in about a year, Snow Laxative? You should get back into it. Come join us. Oh, yeah, there's a few others decide to build some sandcastles. Trollar was the driver of the day. But yeah, he spent some time in the sand pit. I think we're almost to the end. And there's this huge podium battle, but they're coming up. Again, another great shot. It's a bit tighter. We're at almost the same angle, almost the same place, right? But we have sort of a higher angle. We're tighter into the vehicle, right? We're looking in from the right-hand side of the car at the driver. We see the steering wheel, the top of the helmet. In the distance, we see the grandstand. I guess they're going to be the pit boxes or something up there. And then we have Vegeta leading, Hikaru being chasing. Vegeta's just about to hit the apex, and up ahead we have the black metal samba bus of Eternicus that they have to navigate around. Right? So again, this is racing. I think this really captures what racing is about. This is what you're dealing with, right? You're dealing with a car in front of you. You're dealing with traffic. You're trying to keep in touch with the guys ahead of you. Yeah. I find this all very enjoyable. Okay, all right, we're almost to the end. We're almost to the end of this. And then we also have another photograph of someone else at the same location down that stupid hill, right? Turn 1, I believe that is. Is that turn 1? That feels like turn 1. Is that turn 1? Someone else collecting gravel / soil samples, and that would be Eternicus in the big old samba bus. And here we have Havoc losing the back of the car. Hikaru JPN avoids contact. This is my teammate. This is like maybe on the last lap. They had just passed me, I think. I got lapped because I just spent so much time in the building sandcastles. He lost the back of the car. Ended up losing third, finishing fourth, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, that's right in front of the car, JP, and that was definitely a brown pants moment. All right, then we have car JP and just getting the LAPD pit maneuver on Vegeta here. This was definitely a defining moment in the race. The title for that, as you can see, Rick and Morty, right? www.personalspace.com or something like that. Whatever it was from that episode. So we have Kaz in the Japanese liveried Mazda Roadster, and Variety in the Fujiwara Tofu liveried Hachiroku. So the Hachiroku is known for drifting, but Kaz is the big drifter out of all of us. Kaz enjoys drifting. I think once he realizes he's not going to finish well, he just starts having fun and drifting and, doing his thing. I would say that variety is safe until he hits the edge of that green fake grass, whatever it is. Once he hits that real grass, he's done. He's done. 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 All right, I think we're almost to the end, and we're gonna move on. Oh, all right. And then at the line, we see Hikaru JPN leading, Vegeta in second, and Knight Rider, who finally got his asthma under control, finishes third. And Eternicus is going to end his race here, maybe a lap or two down. And the rest of us are trying to complete our laps. Trolar and Mr. Flynn, myself, still with a lap to complete. I think I went off 3 times. It was horrible. So bad at myself. All right, I think, do we have a 28? Okay, that was it. I think we're done. So a massive amount of photos from Hikaru JPN. And diddy bop, diddy boop. So let's move on to drive very quickly. So last week we talked about sort of like what is it about? Don't repeat yourself. So I download a lot of images for the podcast, and in the past it took there were quite a few steps. I didn't bother counting, but too many steps having to. So I don't mind copying and pasting. I don't mind copying the URL, but it was all the other typing, like typing the command to download the image, and then having to set the variables for the download. I want you to. We're gonna name it this, right? In naming, you had to put quotation marks around the name. You had to name it, put the file type. I can actually simplify the script a bit more. And then the source for the download. Then after it downloaded, I had to call another application to sample it, to resample it up to the size that I wanted. And that is all a pain in the butt. And I was just repeating myself over and over and over again. So the first thing I did was oh no, what have I done? No. That's not right. That's not where we're supposed to be. Is that where we're supposed to be? That's where we're supposed to be. Okay, all right. So what I did initially was this thing called grab. It just, call curl, set the flag, and then I just type everything manually. But there are a bunch of other steps, and I'm so lazy. So what I did was I made this whole little short script. I never know when I'm trying to number the files. I forget which number I'm on. So that's what this does. First off, it lists all the files and then grabs the final file on the list, which is the final number. So I know what's the next number on the list, right? Then I collect the name of the photo, I get the URL, and then what the description I want to add, which we're gonna deal with later. And then it calls and says, okay, now that we have all the information, go grab the photo. Grab the photo from here. Name it this. Okay, name it this. Right? And then set the description of said photo to whatever is here, which we stole from, which we got here. Then we resample the photo, so I don't have to type the name in. It just all happens automatically, right? Resample it to the size that we want, and then we want to confirm that it's the right size. So we're going to call SIPs again. There's 1, 2, 3. There are already 3 calls to SIPs that I don't have to do manually. And we're going to get the property, say, hey, tell us what the property is. And it says, of this photo. It says, okay, great. Then it says, all right, great. Now also, at the same time, show the photo to me so I can make sure that it's the right size and fits the screen. And then last, we're going to tell it to sleep We're going to tell the script to stop so I can see the photo. It's going to hold the photo on the screen for 5 seconds, and then it's going to clear the whole screen for the next input. So this way, yeah. So now all I have to do is type image grabber, put in the variables, and then it does all these steps. All these steps are carried out automatically. All of this I was doing manually before. All these steps I had to type. I had to remember the name of the file and blah blah blah. It was such a pain in the butt. So I'm using really old, outdated kind of geeky stuff. Oh yeah. So it works like a charm. So I have an example that I'm going to. Nope. No. We don't want to, whatever I change, we don't want to save that. Okay. So the example we have is. Where's my file? I think it's here. Is it here? Yes, it is. Okay. So, for example, we're going to grab one more image. So 28 was the final file, right? So we're gonna do 29. Oh no! Stop doing that. There we go. 29. Nate. Oh god dang it. I think it's JPEG. Right? And then we have the URL. Uh-oh. I guess it input that by itself. Okay. And Nate. All right. Boom. There we go. Boom. And then it's going to clear the screen. Done. Done. So, learn how to do some basic programming. In the past, I would have to type all those different lines individually to make that happen. So get that programming automation thing in your life. Screw that. All right, let's move on very quickly to kanji. I'm hungry. My stomach, that was my stomach. Right. Oh, god dang it. We can't because, again, I've broken the image. Bye. We'll try again next week. Why doesn't it work? See, I didn't download this one the same way. I downloaded that image from Canva and it keeps breaking. And I don't know why it keeps breaking. So, moving on. We're going to go to work very quickly. And I don't know if this is in the right order or not. I do not know if this is in the right order or not. We're going to find out in just a second. So we're going to talk about what is communication? What is conversation? I've been thinking about this a long time. This is kind of sort of close, I think. So what I came up with is conversation is the act of connecting facts, data, and information via function words being but, for, these are not nouns and verbs. So conjunctions and prepositions, things like that. Those are what we call function words. There are concept words and they're function words. So your concept words are going to be things like nouns and verbs. They're concepts. And all the other things are functions. So prepositions, conjunctions, so on and so forth. So it's the act of connecting facts, data and information via function words, patterns of organization. I forgot to add one. There should be principles of organization, but we're going to skip that for now. Patterns of exposition, to formulate and convey thoughts, ideas, feelings, opinions, and to share narratives, directions, instructions, etc., 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 etc. This is basically how conversation works. I'm 62.3% sure I'm close. Pretty sure I'm close. A lot of you are going to say, or if I don't know about that. I agree with you. To a degree.
Thank you for trying this demo.
This is me thinking about where I want to go next. So, teaching a second language forces you to boil everything down. And this is the result of me boiling down everything that I see, A, myself struggle with trying to pick up Japanese, and B, mainly B, what my students struggle with trying to pick up English. And over the years, I kept seeing the same. I continuously was forced to correct the same mistake. And that mistake was, and is, still to this day, people select the wrong. That's not correct. So, in Japanese, you select for certain information. You focus on certain information. In German, you focus on certain information. As I said before, Japanese is about verb, adverbs, and the scene and categories. English is about categories, but modified by adjectives. So, for example, we have shoes. We want to identify, okay, shoes. These shoes are for running, therefore they are running shoes. Right? These shoes are for basketball, therefore they are basketball shoes. So we take the category, shoes, and then we modify with an adjective. We define it its purpose, right? And then we stack on, for example, what kind of material. So boots, riding, leather riding boots. I don't know if that's true. I don't know anything about boots. Then we can also modify, like maybe steel-toed. So steel-toed, we can actually put color too. Black, steel-toed, leather riding boots. And this is what we talk about in English. Or what we should be talking about. But Japanese is completely different. So I kept going this through my head. So for English, this is what conversation means. In Japanese, it's something different. So that's connecting facts, data, and information via function words. Connecting facts, data, and information via function words, patterns of organization, patterns of exposition, to formulate and convey thoughts, ideas, feelings, opinions, and to share narratives, directions, blah, 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 blah. So I had to boil all the mistakes down that I was seeing as to why it was difficult for Japanese natives to pick up English. One, they select for the wrong information from an English perspective. Two, they don't know how to present that information. As I mentioned before, they don't learn, they're not taught. The government totally cheats the whole country. No one is taught how to present information. We found a book about this woman who grew up in Germany and then came back to Japan. And she's like, wow. So under the German system, it was learn how to take information and convert it into an advertisement. Take the same information and convert it into an opinion piece. Take the same information and convert it into a 5-paragraph essay. And how when she returned to Japan, none of that existed. And everyone runs off of assumptions. Everyone just assumes that their view, I'm kind of skipping around here, that their view is the accepted view, is the orthodox view. And the example she gives is this guy says, hey, she's in the office at work, give me paper. And the word for paper is similar to the word for hair. And so she's like, wait a minute, he can't be asking for hair. So he's obviously asking for paper, but I don't know what he's asking for. What? And so she said to him, well, what kind of paper? And he goes, isn't it obvious I want photocopier paper? And she's like, no, because paper itself is a huge category. Like, what do you want from me? And she said, throughout her time working in Japanese companies, she ran into this all the time. And then people trying to stand up and present information in meetings. That's why meetings run so long. So no one knew how to present information. Every do, cat. So no one knows how to present information. And all those reports that we were for, Nate, all those reports that you had to, or presentations you had to deliver in school, you should thank your instructors. So what are some of these, we're skipping around because time is short. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. So basically, after looking at everything, why the students struggle, what I remember from school, from my schooling, and yeah, taking those two things, I developed this concept for what is conversation in English. So you may be asking yourself, so what are these patterns of exposition and organization? Well, I have an answer. So, I'm so glad this image didn't break. So the big six in patterns of exposition, these are normally for writing, they say, but we do this when we communicate all the time. There are six. We do these all the time. One is just reporting, it's an information report, that's what they call it, but it answers the question, what is it? For those of you who play Gran Turismo Sport, what is the GTR? Well, the GTR is a rear-wheel drive. Wait, is it? Which one is four-wheel? Which one is rear-wheel? Is it Group 4 or the Group 3 rear-wheel? Let's talk about my least favorite car. Let's talk about, because I know exactly what that is. Not the Honda. The Renault is a mythical lizard experimented upon. Godzilla, right? So the Renault RS01 is a midship or MR midship mishandling Group 3 race car. That's what it is. I don't know if it's a V8 or not. I get the feeling it's not a V8. Unsure about what the engine displacement is, or what the engine is. So that's the information report. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this conversation in my head with Nate. So the GTR was banned. V8 racers. We'll come back to that. Explanation is, how does something work? So we answer the question, how does something work? This also answers like why something happened. So we explain how. Something simple. How a fan works, right? How an electric fan works. So you energy, power, electricity comes to the plug. That electricity hits a coil and a magnet, and then it produces a field, and then it spins around, and then the blades move. That's probably wrong, but you get the idea. The next big one is instructions. So how do I do it? How do I brew? You get that electromagnetic device. Yes. So how do I do it? How do you brew a cup of coffee? Well, to brew a cup of coffee, and actually there are two questions you have to answer here. What do you need? And what do you do? So to brew a cup of coffee, you will need water. You'll need water, either coffee beans or pre-ground coffee beans, a coffee filter, a dripper, and a kettle, and a spoon. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Step 3, do this. Step 4, do this. Blah, 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 blah. And these are the basics. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically instructions, right? And a lot of my students, so this is instructions and directions. In this book that's written for Japanese speakers who are trying to learn a second language, you may not know this, you guys, but absolutely dreadful at giving directions. Street directions, dreadful. Can't do it. They can't do it. It's one of the most difficult things for them to do in both languages because they've never been taught how to give directions, street directions. It's hilarious. So once you have these three, because it's not a noun adjective based language. It's a verb adverb scene based language. So it's about scenery and not actual things. It's so weird. It's so weird. So, for example, I'll give an example of what has the influence, or not impact or influence, but an example of this thought concept. So, bus stops. Stop 34, stop 35, stop 36, right? El Segundo and Rosecrans, sort of street, right? 125th Street stop, kind of like that in the States, right? It's like cross streets, or Hollywood Boulevard and blah 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 blah. It's like very defined. Some of the bus stop names in Japan are in front of the LAPD police station, in front of the XYZ dental clinic. So it's more about sort of what's there. And I've been to places where that building is no longer there, but the bus stop hasn't been updated. And you're just like, wait a minute, where am I? It cracks me up. It absolutely cracks me up. So it's like, it'll be like the name of the park or a department store or something like that. So it's just different, but everyone is used to it, right? We're used to the way that we speak in English and in Japanese, because they've grown up with it. They sort of understand the context. German has their way of looking at view of the world. Italian has, the Italians have their way. Every language has its sort of bubble that it lives in. Yeah, every language has its little bubble. And everyone sort of has to agree that from context, we're going to agree that this is what we mean, okay? But that never works. It never works. So then we have, instructions, directions. Oh, that's hilarious. Because even directions, I'm like, wait, where am I supposed to go? So counting streets, like go 3 lights or go three intersections. A definition of an intersection here and an intersection in the States are not the same. An intersection in LA and an intersection in rural America are completely different things. Went to high school, we had the public swimming pool bus stop, and for all the years I went there, it was already just a giant hole in the ground where it once was. Exactly. Oh, I love it, redo. Okay. So, Actually, there's a fourth one. So recount is about what happened. And you notice I have police report. You're not embellishing. A laser. We're not embellishing. We're not adding any opinion. It's just fact. Yes, yes, it's like the South. Yes, yes, over yonder. How far is a freaking yonder? And I do have a side beef. You would spot owls. Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me this like it's the owl stop. Please don't say it's the owl stop. You're gonna break my brain. 5 feet to 15 miles, but we cut them all down. So sad. Oh. So I have a beef. I have a beef. I don't want to police anyone's language, but I've got a beef. Yeah, owls are cool. Scary. Cool. If we could just all agree that the phrase, I did a thing, and then posting like a really wide picture, and then expecting me to, could we stop that? Because me trying to figure out what you did is impossible. You're 5 feet to 15 miles. Oh my God. Yeah, if we could just stop with that. Just, that's, I don't have many requests, but that's one. Oh, I did a thing, and then a photograph of something. If I don't know what you normally do, I have no idea what that thing is. I know it seems cool and funny, but no. But I like that. I did a thing. Oh, your dad once nursed in, Nate, your dad once nursed an owl back to health. He had to scramble for mice. Scramble? I finally did the thing of taking a photo. Of what? Of what? Of what? Of what? Complete the sentence. You're breaking me. I want to, he praise or take part in the conversation. I can't believe I just said that. Just give me something to hold on to. It's vague and obtuse. I hate it. I hate it. It drives me bonkers. I just want to take a photo. Of what did you take a photo? A selfie? They are, because they're not birds. It does. Oh, but it does, we do. It does. So, you took a photo. I don't know what to say to that. Oh. I don't know where to go. I don't have a focus. I don't know what the topic is. Unless it's just a photo. Do you often take photos? It makes it really difficult to push beyond that. Give me something, man. Help me to help you. No, that is why I finally took that photo. Okay, I want you to put this, I want you to imagine that you have to assign a variable. All right, you've assigned a variable, and what is the content of that variable? The variable is photo, and then just equals what? We need a string. You have photos of mountains or where? Yeah. Photo. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, that's an action. No. Not that. No. Redo. I know you can do better. It's a state. I don't want the state. I don't want state. What is it? So we have a recount, and this is what happened. We're gonna hold this argument. We're gonna have this argument. And go on with the big six. So we had the recount of what happened. It's driving me insane. Well, I am a computer scientist. You get states. Okay, fine. See, I give up. So these four: information report, explanations, instructions, and recounts. If you can't perform these four expositions, If you can't organize information to answer what is it, how does it work, how do I do it, and to recount events, you cannot create a story and you cannot present your opinion. You can't say what you think or what you believe and why if you can't say what something is, if you can't explain how something works, if you can't explain how to do something or what happened, if you can't tell a story, then you cannot give your opinion because you're just building it on, I don't know, fluff. I have no idea. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. There is more, but wait, there's more. So the third thing we're gonna look at, I don't know if this is in the right order. This is just as much of a mystery to you as it is to me because I forgot what order this came out. When I hit the download button on Canva, I forgot what order everything was in. So here we go. Okay, so we have some more. I don't know if these are patterns of exposition. These are like the minor. These are the minor patterns of exposition. And it's cause and effect, contrast, compare, sequence, and description. Description sort of overlaps with what is it. So I might delete that later. And I think some other patterns would be like list. There are a few others here. These are things like listing and putting things on the table. And then talking about what's in that on that list or how things function together. This is a bit dodgy. This particular slide is a bit dodgy. I'll understand if you have beefs with this and questions and you're like, well, does that really belong here? I totally agree. This is not the neatest, most well-organized, thought-out slide. Your favorite pattern is, this is grep. This is some grep thing. This is some grep or regex thing, and I don't know what that is. But I know, I know it's regex, but what is it? What is W? Regex is hard. It breaks my brain. It's such an abstraction. I can't wrap my head around it. It's so difficult. Pattern search. I can do whole words and that's it. It's everything. But A to Z. Wait, what else is there? Oh, it's everything but, wait a minute, what? Never mind. Don't try to explain. I give up already. It's fine. I trust you. Pattern searches, grepping, regex, that stuff breaks my brain. It's so difficult. So I think the main 3 here, maybe 4, cause and effect. Dear sister, do you remember having to talk about cause and effect in your book reports? We both attended the same elementary school. Do you remember having to write down cause and effect? Vaguely, yes. Okay, this was huge for me. This sort of formed a lot of how I think. So part of the book reports were we had to list what happened and why. Do you remember having to try to guess what was going to happen in the story based on the cover alone, and then having to go back and you do, just stop, you're hurting me, you're hurting my brain. I don't know how to process this information. This is so difficult for me. Oh, you don't? Okay, so I think we had different teachers. So we had to look at the cover and solely from the cover, before we even cracked the book, sort of try to deduce. Is that the right one? Because there's induction and deduction. One of the two. What was going to be in the story. We had to make a list. And then after we completed the book, we had to go back and look and see if we guessed correctly. And then we had to say, okay, I thought this based on this in the cover, and there it is. Why what? You didn't have to do this? Sorry, you guys, this is a family moment. Hold on. You didn't have to do that? We went to the same school. So that was part of the book reports. Judging a book by its cover? Yes. Yes. Yes, we did. And then we had to see if that judgment was correct. So wait, did you not have to, so if a character was, oh, that's like maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I don't know, elementary school. I don't remember which grade, but the whole, like, when we started writing book reports, maybe 4th or 5th grade? Somewhere around there? Not quite sure. It's all a big blur for me. I don't do time very well. I don't track time very well at all. As to when things happen. My timelines are horrible. So wait, you don't remember having to, for example, if someone was called beautiful in the book or fast, having to define what beautiful was? So this person called this character beautiful. Beautiful in this case means long brunette hair that touched their mid-back, blah, blah, blah. But you remember having to like define those types of opinion adjectives? Yeah, I'm horrible with time. Oh my God. How did this happen? So yeah, so that was part of it. We had to define fast. We had to define quick. We had to define nice because it wasn't the same. This is amazing, you guys. We attended the same elementary school, but only 8. Well, there was 8 years difference, but we attended the same school. Fascinating. So this doesn't happen in the Japanese school system either. None of this really happens. Yeah. So sequencing, contrasting, comparing, defining, describing. This is all very fascinating. We need to talk later. We'll talk later. Okay, so we're gonna move to the final one. Maybe not final. What did we just cover? Move to 4. Okay, all right. Let's move to 4 because I know some of you gotta go to bed. Some of you need to go to bed. It's bedtime by time. And then we have the principles of organization: chronological, spatial, topical. These are ontologies, basically. It sounds like we didn't. It sounds as if we went to 2 different schools. So the basic principle of organization, we have a chronological, spatial, topical. These are kind of like ontologies. An ontology would be something like a Wikipedia page. And then we have climatic order. And these are general, specific, familiar, unknown, simple to complex. These I picked up kind of through osmosis in junior high and high school, because when we had to make tables and charts and stuff. So if you have kids, or if you're just interested in yourself, for yourself, the Big 6 expositions, there's a book that I purchased that helped me sort of really refine it in my head. And that's this book here by Beverly something or the other, exploring how texts work. And then some principles of organization. These are worded slightly differently. Everyone has a different take on these. Caution, sometimes they're a bit slippery and not clear. So I find this really interesting. How did we attended the exact same school, We both went to school out in the valley. Valley girl. I think that's it. I think there's a five. I'm pretty sure that's not a five. Okay. So, but I remember having to write different types of exposition in school. This was later days. These come in. I'm sorry. In French, Spanish, and Italian class, I don't speak any of these languages, by the way. But we were junior high. So 80. I don't know. So you asked me for timelines. I don't know. After elementary school. But we attended different junior high and high school, right? But still, the valley, right? It should all be the same. So I remember in. Wait, you went to elementary school in the valley? Hold on, wait, whoa, back up. You started junior high in the. Wait, what? So this is what a terrible brother I am. Hold on. You went to school in the you went to elementary school in the valley? Okay, so that explains it. All right, so okay. I need to know where you went to school. I missed a lot. I missed a big gap. There's a huge gap there because I was gone, pretty much, right? Yeah. Well, I just didn't. I was a bad brother. Okay, fine. Really? Where did you go to school? I can't remember. I don't remember. Send me a message on Messenger. Where did you go to elementary school? Wait, what? I'm horrible, you guys. This is an example of a bad brother. I'm it. Right here. So, I don't remember. Oh! That does sound familiar. Hold on. I gotta Google this. This is breaking my brain. Wow. Mind blown. Okay, well, they failed you. Go get your money back. Go get your tax dollars back. We only overlap for junior high. That's bonkers. I'm processing this right now. Give me a minute. I'm processing this. How did I miss all of this? What's... Am I so self-centered? I'm horrible, you guys. Oh, no, I'm a monster. So, don't be like iMorph. Don't be like iMorph. True. I was in high school, but still. I'm disappointed with myself. I'm gonna give myself a nice, long, stern talking to. Not overly concerned about your little sister. True. See, this is why. Oh, man. I'm sorry. You know I love you. Best sister. Apparently, I'm an evil monster. Non-caring, self-centered. You only use me for black licorice? All right, then. It works out. Oh, my God. So, all right. So the candy people, I used to have so much junk food in my bag. All right, so I need you to buy that book, go to that page, and then practice those activities. But yeah, that's what I was forced to do in elementary school. Uh, like define in from this person's perspective in the book what was fast, and it had to be numbers, right? You can say the weather was hot, so you either had to define it through action or numbers. So he stepped outside and started to sweat, so he took off his jacket because it was too hot, right? That kind of thing. You can just say it was unfashionably hot or whatever the word is. That's what I'm looking for. Unexpectedly hot. You couldn't say that. We do need to discuss our school experiences. Yes, yes, we'll do that via messenger or iChat or something. We need to have a long talk because I thought we had more overlap. Apparently, I was wrong. So it was unexpectedly hot or unseasonably warm. And it's just, that would be unacceptable. I remember in high school having our daughter's an actress, Miss Cunningham. She would just bleed all over your paper if you wrote something like it was unexpectedly hot. Wrong. She would just slit her wrist and just bleed right over it. It's like, define this. You cannot say that. Prove to me it was why? Prove it. So I just wouldn't do that. I was like, well, normally at this time of the year, it was blah 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 temperature. But during the course of the week, it reached blah 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 temperature. Everyone commented on how unseasonably warm it was. That's what we were allowed to write. Uncharacteristically hot. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So words like that I can't pull up because I've trained myself not to say those types of words. Define the thing, but don't use the word. Because uncharacteristically hot, it's not the same for everyone. And that's what Miss Winningham would say. Her daughter is Mare Winningham, by the way. Some of you actually probably have seen Mare Winningham in a few movies. I hated Miss Cunningham, Miss Winningham. Winningham. I hated her, but she was right. So yeah, be clear, boys and girls. And that's it, rant done. Here, there are some links you guys can check out. So basically, I help my students with this kind of identifying what they actually are going to talk about, step one. Then put that information on the table, similar to what we have here. And then they have to present that information or organize the information in a proper order, present it, and then we'll have a conversation based around that information. So they get the step of identifying the components, being clear by naming each component and then attaching adjectives in front so the person listening to them can paint the same picture in their head. Then they practice presenting, and then we have a conversation. I can't think of anything quickly right now. What can I go to that's quick and easy? So, no. Nope, don't want to do that. So, oh, okay. Maybe this. Oh, that's an old one. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Maybe this. That's an old one. That wasn't a very good one. Let's try that though. Let's see what's in that one. This is not very recent. Oh, that's a blank one. That's not good. That's nothing. Uh. Oh man. Okay, so this is kind of broken and you can't see it. I'm gonna just stretch the screen. Oh, it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. No. All right, hold on. Hold on. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, this was the YouTubers that she follows. This doesn't fit either. Oh, I don't normally use this screen with the students or this particular. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is this student's list of things that their alcohol cabinet. So rum, shochu, gin, vodka, and then the brand, which store you can buy it from, and how much each location charges. And from this, she made recommendations. Naan is delicious. Naan, yeah. Well, what kind of naan? Cheese naan? Garlic naan? And then what do you like about what particular aspect? I'm not going to accept delicious. We're going to say, is it aromatic? Is it savory? Oh, it says, is naan is delicious? I don't know.
Thank you for trying this demo.
Garlic naan, there we go. So we create this list, and then from this list, this student would say things like, oh, I need to pick up, or I'm going to pick up a bottle of Myers rum from Taraya. Boom, it's going to cost me 1,300 yen. And so she went through and just pretended like it was a shopping list.
Thank you for trying this.
And then we shifted the tints, and she said what she purchased. And then the next presentation was if you only have 2,000 yen. If you want to buy a bottle of rum, and if you only have 2,000 yen, you can pick up a bottle of Myers rum from Taraya for 1,300 yen, or you can pick up a bottle of Havana Club from Liquor Base Fusa for 1,800 yen.
Thank you for trying this demo.
Then the conversation that we would have is me calling her, saying, hey, a friend of mine is really into rum. Do you have any recommendations? Oh, well, how much do you have to spend? Money's not a problem. Well, if money's not a problem, you can pick up a nice bottle of Appleton from Seijo Ishii for 3,200 yen. Oh, okay. Anything cheaper? Yeah. If you don't want to spend much, you can grab a bottle of Myers rum from Taraya for 1,300 yen. So this is what the whole thing about identifying what you're talking about. Getting all the information, and then so we have the product, we have the brand, we have the location, we have the price. And this is basically how I teach my students to think in English and how to be clear when they're going to present something and what they should talk about. Why did this turn into a lecture? I don't know. That was not my intent, but here we are. Here we are. All right. So basically, I'm using Excel to teach English. And you've got really good eyes, we do, if you picked up something off of that jumble of a mess on the screen. Okay. So we talked about Gran Turismo Sport. We had Newton's flaming laser sword, which is was it our second image? Yes, it was Tower of Wisdom, which is Newton's flaming laser sword. If something cannot be settled by experiment or observation, it is not worth debating. English, Excel to teach English, that's not what it's for, but I'm not mad. I use all the tools at hand. Oh, speaking of, we're gonna make one final shift before we get to the before we recap and wrap this up. Concerning the podcast, I mentioned last week for streamers, I broke my own rule when I created that podcast. One rule is don't start something new outside of what you're doing. So we have this every Friday. So I shouldn't be starting a new project. So, having said that, that's one rule I broke. Sorry, that's one rule I broke. The second rule I broke was too many steps. Entirely too many steps, too many dependencies on people being available, people having something to talk about. Excel at teaching English while using Excel. Can I steal that? I'm going to copy and paste. I might have to steal that. You do. That's quite nice. Excel at teaching English while using Excel. That's brilliant. $5 deal. I'll take it. You guys saw it. You guys saw it. It's right there. It's right there. Oh man, I can't copy and paste right now, so I'm gonna just do a screen grab. That way I can come back to it later. Okay, I love both your comments, Brown Bunny. Excel to teach English, that's not what it's for, but I'm not mad. Excel at teaching English while using Excel. Where was I? Oh, so the podcast. So I broke the rule of starting a separate project when I was running something similar. Too many dependencies, scheduling, and having to talk about something. I actually only broke 2 rules. There's probably a third that I can't identify right now. Searching my brain. Too many steps. So starting something new, too many dependencies, and too complex. It was just too complex, as in you have to do this, you have to talk about this, you have to prepare for the presentation part. There was a question, there was a technical side of recording, editing, exporting. There are just too many steps, too much complexity, right? And some of you might be saying, but Morph, did you just break your own rule about not saying things like complex? Yes. I'm going to address that right now. If you immediately define what complex means, I'll give you a pass. But you have to immediately, like the very next words that fall out of your mouth, have to define complex or define difficult. That's what I mean by immediately. As you see, I'm stuck in a loop of defining my own terms. This is the danger of that. Caution. Right. So Newton's flaming laser sword. If something cannot be settled by experimentation or observation, it is not worth debating. And that is today's Tower of Wisdom. We are done. I don't know what we're going to do next week, you guys. I have no idea. But the podcast, I skipped a beat. I skipped around there. So the podcast, we're going to loop back to the podcast, and that is, I want to test out getting your information, you, dear listeners. Guess what? In an Excel sheet where you put your name, I might create this over on Google Docs. You create your name, you create your name. You put your name, and then an adjective to define your day or your week, but then you're gonna define why you said that adjective. So, for example, iMorph, my week was great because I scored a win. I recorded my 10th win. Hopefully that happens soon. My 10th FIA win in Gran Turismo Sport. I think that's where I want to start. So that way, I have my own information that I can present if no one has puts anything in the doc for that particular week. 2, we're not starting anything new. We're going to do it right here. 3, I'm not adding any complexity at all to the show itself. It's just reading from an Excel sheet. This deals with the problem of me having to talk to other people, try to organize schedules, going into the other podcasting app. All that is gone. But mainly, I don't have to talk to other people. You guys are here. We're talking now. If you're interested, let me know somehow that you're interested. Either Discord or Twitter or Messenger or iMessages. And then all I have to do is create the document once in Google Docs. See, I can do this. And we're gonna limit the scope of this to how was your week? Great, productive. I prefer only positive things, but if it was terrible, why it was terrible. And then there'll be space to write 3 clear things. I finally broke my record, my push-up record by 3. I can now perform 28 push-ups in 15 seconds as opposed to 25 in 15 seconds. That's not possible, but you know what I mean. Let's see, what are some of the personal things? Normally I tell my students they can't write things that happened to them. But that's a big part of Japanese, right? I want to flip it around to, this is what I did. But as your native speakers, I'll accept someone did something good for me. I won't accept negative things. Well, he said this about you. I don't want anything negative. In terms of something that was done to you. Don't want to hear it. We don't need. Life is hard enough. We don't need to dwell on that. Now, if you blew up the work computer, I definitely want to hear about that. How was your week? Terrible. Oh, really? Why? Yeah, I blew up the computer at work. Perfect. That I'm down with. Now, if you wrecked your car, I don't want to hear about that. That's a downer. But blowing up the computer at work, I'm all for that. So that's the project. I am not happy with my own project because I don't have to do a lot of work. I just have to create one document and then provide a link. And I'm out. Oh, that's so good. I can do that. This appeals to me. Yeah, we need to hear about the computer issue. Yeah. All right, thank you everyone for joining me in another meandering episode of whatever this podcast is. As you can see, you're gonna at the top there, chit chat and testing. So people say, "What are we testing?" Oh, this whole podcast idea. This could end abruptly, as in one day I'm like, I'm doing it, and the next day it's like, okay, I'm done. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it. Usually I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop. I'm done. But then it's like, oh, I'll be back for another week. Right? All right. I will see everyone later. For those of you who follow me on the Twitch, I will see you this evening. I don't know what we're going to do. This is the sound of me thinking. I don't know if we're going to run Gran Turismo Sport. I really want to get back into... Oh, you're welcome, Redo. I really want to get back to No Man's Sky, but I'm not interested in completing any of the story-related content. Nor am I interested in acquiring the best ship. Nor am I interested in farming to get bazillion credits or units, whatever they're called. Not interested in any of that in the game. What I'm interested in are the two following things. Three things. The music creation part of it. People have created songs. I like to highlight those songs. 4, I lied. The songs that people create with Byte Beat or Beat Byte or whatever it's called. Bases people have created. Cooking the food that's in the game. There are like hundreds of recipes for honey donuts and so on and so forth. And 4, naming creatures. I'm not interested in anything else in the game. For me, that's No Man's Sky. But I need a co-pilot. I need a navigator. I need someone to... See, this is where it becomes too complex, right? Someone to find the recipes, help me get the ingredients, or bring the ingredients to me, and we just make the thing. See, and that's why it doesn't work. That's why No Man's Sky doesn't work on stream, because it requires too much prep on the back end. Which is why I stopped playing it on stream. So that answered my own question. We will not be playing No Man's Sky tonight. So it's one of those games where you create your own goals. So your goal can be check out all the bases. Your goal can be cook all the foods. Your goal could be name everything on the planet. Your goal could be just to farm for units and credits. Your goal could be just finding the coolest ship or a particular ship. Your goal could be naming everything on the planet. I think I've repeated myself there. Going to the other universe. There are 256. So right now we're in Euclid, but there are other universes. I've only been to one other, and not for very long. You can do that too. You could just be a pirate. You could spend your life just being a pirate in No Man's Sky. You can go raid all the ships up there. Just go from solar system to solar system and just blow stuff up and steal everything. If you want to be a pirate, you can be a pirate. Are there galaxies? Maybe they're galaxies. So No Man's Sky has 255 unique galaxies. And here they are. I've only been to maybe Euclid and Hilbert. So some people just want to go to all of the different galaxies. There are actually taxi services out there, people that will ferry you from one galaxy to another. That's all they do. They just ferry people from one place to another because it's such a pain in the butt. So yeah, these are all the different galaxies. So you define your own gameplay in No Man's Sky. The recipes. There's one particular guy that has all of the so here are all the cooking recipes, ingredients and recipes in the game. The thing is, I'm too lazy to go pick up all the hypnotic eyes that are required. You have to actually go do that stuff. I'm too lazy. I'm not doing that. Okay, yep, we're done. We're done. That's it. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you for hanging out. See you this evening. I got sidetracked. Bye. Bye. This podcast is brought to you by the internet.